Hello everyone, this is Surah Swaleh for Surah Online, and joining me today is a legendary actor and comedian. We all know him, we all love him, it's Kel Mitchell.
Oh, here it goes.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
So you're born in Chicago, which is very far away from the LA sort of Hollywood scene. So how did you get into the entertainment industry from Chicago?
I was a bit of a class clown growing up, and I grew up in a neighborhood where you also had gang violence, but then you had kids that were going to church and things like that as well. So it was a time in my life where my parents were like, we got to get him on the right path.
Yeah.
And so they felt that I was very rambunctious and I liked to act out anyway. So it was this theater, community theater in my neighborhood called ETA Creative Arts Foundation. And they had me go there for the summer. And I went there for the summer and just fell in love with the art of acting. And I just got into it. And then from there, I mean, I'm still doing it now, you know?
Were you always a funny child when you were younger?
Yeah. I was always funny. I was telling jokes, playing characters. I remember when I was in kindergarten, I got in trouble because they asked me my name on the first day.
Yeah.
And then I told her, you don't want to make me angry. She was like, what? I was like, you don't want to make me angry? And then I pretend to turn into the Incredible Hulk. And I was like, "Arr!" I threw a chair and I got in trouble.
Oh my God.
So, pretty crazy. But yeah.
Wow. So now you're doing stand-up. So was that something that you always knew you would do later in your career? Like what inspired you to do stand-up?
I host a lot of events for college students and also for just different corporate events and things like that. And while I was emceeing, I would always tell jokes in between.
Yeah.
And so those jokes were like 5-minute jokes in between an act. And so I felt like, you know what, I need to do some stand-up. And I started taking it real seriously, going to the clubs, the comedy clubs, and touring. And now it's just been great. Like I just had a sold-out show in Atlanta and just been all over the place. So it's awesome. I'm working up to doing my stand-up special now.
Which stand-up comedians inspired you, and have they any impact on the way that you do your routines?
Oh man, I like so many people. Like when I was younger, like Eddie Murphy,
Oh yeah.
Red Fox, Bill Cosby, and then I like some of the variety type of show cats too, like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, and Richard Pryor, of course. Just some of everybody. And I think now, for me, because I'm a comic, like I don't cuss in my comedy or anything like that. But that's just me. That's just my lifestyle. So because I don't cuss anyway. So I like comedians that can really tell a good story and have smart comedy.
Yeah, he got upset because he didn't want to spend the money. And every time my dad gets upset, he blinks his eyes really fast, and he stutters one word and replaces it with another one, like Porky Pig. So he's like, look, nah, I told you, we ain't calling no exterminator, people that kill the bugs. And he got really upset, and he walked out, he was like, you know what, I am going to take care of these ants by myself. He came back in, right, and he had 2 Raid cans attached to his belt. He was like a Raid cowboy, he just walked in.
Years ago you made a spoof video of Usher's song Love in This Club, and I was wondering, will you be doing some more, because I don't think you've done many since then.
I haven't. I just got back on doing some comedy for YouTube. I just did one called the R&B Kicked Outs. You can check that out. It's about guys that were in groups, fictional groups, before they blew up. So I was in a group with Usher, and then we got in a big argument. And then when he went solo, he blew up. And then so now I'm trying to make my comeback. It's just a pretty funny sketch. So that's what I'm doing for YouTube. It's pretty fun.
And what would you say has been the most important recognition of your work that you've received so far? Like what awards would you say has really been like, wow, that's great, like I've worked for that sort of thing?
I would say now, like in the community, like I got an award from the Carson out here in Carson, California. But they gave me an award for working with a lot of kids in Compton, and yeah, me and my wife worked with some of the inner city kids out here, and we created like a dance battle for them to have that was like just a non-violent show, very positive, and they can learn how to dance and how to shoot a TV show. So for me, even though I've gotten awards on television, it was also cool to give back in the community, and so for me that was like an awesome award.
What would you say that you've had difficulties in the entertainment world? Like, what are the biggest challenges that actors face in the industry?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would definitely say, you know, in entertainment, there's different ways you can go just because it's, you know, you have drugs, you have people going parties, you have all these different things that are happening. Yeah. So I just think because, you know, I'm a Christian as well, so my faith is really important to me. So I think that would just be the most distractions. Just like, you know, don't get gassed up and think it's all about you and then get into all these other vices and things like that. Just stay on the path that you're on and definitely know that you're a role model. You know what I mean? So I think that's the main thing. Just stay away from the distractions and keep praying, you know?
Right. And you've kind of touched on to my next question, which was going to be, do you think it's important to have the family support in this industry? Like, how important is it to have family behind you? Do you think that's kind of helped you stay in the right path?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very important. I mean, you want to have good family around you. You want to have the right type of people around you. You don't want to have people that are just yes man. You want to have people that are going to tell you, hey man, you're doing some wild stuff. You need to pull it back. You know, and just people that will pray with you too, and just are all about knowing your best interest. And I think that's what's cool. And even with your team, with your lawyers, your management, and stuff like that, you got to have the right type of people too. Because I went through a lot of different management and agents and things like that, but I actually prayed for the ones that I have now, and I think we got a great squad. So, yeah.
And I see that you're a very spiritual person. You know, you're a Christian and you have strong faith, which is wonderful to have in this industry because a lot of people get lost because they don't know where they're going and, you know, don't know which direction they're going to. So, would you say that there's a philosophy that you follow? Like, what philosophy do you really believe in that's helped you in your life, really?
I can do all things through Christ. You know what I mean? Never giving up. You know, that's another one. Always just staying positive and staying in joy, because you're going to go through trials and tribulations, whether you're in entertainment or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And you just got to remember to keep that joy, because the joy will destroy all the evil and people just doing bad stuff to you. Because they'll go like, you know, you should supposed to be mad. You know, I can't believe you're happy right now. What's going on? It's like when you have that joy of the Lord in you, it's all good. You know, it's not even it's not them. You know, it's a spiritual thing. So you can just keep going. So that's my main thing.
Yeah. Is this a career path that you would recommend to younger people if they want to do what you're doing as well?
Definitely. I mean, it has to be something that you really want to do, because it takes a lot of work. You know, there are ups and downs in this business. And you have to know that and keep going for your goal of what you want to do. First of all, you got to know what type of actor you want to be, what's your goal. You can't go after just the money, because you'll get swallowed up in it. You really got to love this if you want to stay in it. And then you'll be successful because you actually love it and you have a goal. So I would definitely encourage people to do it if it's really what they want to do, not just a hustle. You know what I mean?
And have you ever had to change something about yourself in order to fit into like some sort of TV show or something? If the director said you're not good for this, but you would be if you change yourself to do this, like, have you ever had to make a sacrifice to fit in to get a role?
I've had people tell me or try to get me to do that, but I've always been a strong-willed person in knowing that nope, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. That's why I was saying you have to know your goal, know what you want to do, and just stick with it. You know, that's always been me. So it's definitely going to be people that will pull you to a different way and try to say, hey, you should do this, you should do that, but you got to know for yourself. And the Holy Spirit will help you with that too.
That's right, yeah. And what would you like to be remembered for? Because many people know you as just being Kel from Keenan and Kel or from Good Burger and Stand Up, but what would you want your legacy to be?
Oh, wow. It would definitely be someone that inspired people, someone that followed his dreams and never gave up, and then just created a legacy. You know, I want to leave behind a legacy of, you know, of hope, and that you can make it and this generation can say, I can do that too. I can make it. I can have faith. You know, I can be in this industry. I can make it with God helping me out. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about.
Who inspires you, like in life or in the industry, and why?
Oh, I want to say my pastor does. He's inspired me. My pastor, just because the word that he has, and then just a whole bunch of people, you know what I mean? Family members. I'm always inspired by people that have that tenacity to not give up and keep going, that have been through something but then can give a testimony and help others.
Yeah.
I enjoy people like that, and just go for it, never stop. Don't get knocked down, I'm rooting for the underdog,
Have there ever been like any certain directors or producers that you've worked with that have kind of shaped your life and helped you in any way that you always remember them for, or a teacher, anyone that's always been there that said like, you know what, you can be whatever you want to be, like?
Yeah, definitely, like I said before, my pastor, and before that it was some other pastors and evangelists that prayed over me as well. And then as far as like, I remember this teacher, I believe her name, man, I was like in 8th grade, I think, or 8th or 7th grade. Her name was Miss Queen. And I remember I was performing MC Hammer, like she believed in me to perform. Because, like I told you, I was like the class clown. So the teacher was like unsure of letting me perform because they were like, we don't know what he's going to do. And whether he's going to make it a joke. But I wanted to perform as MC Hammer. And, I don't know if you know MC Hammer, but
I know.
I had like 12 dancers behind me. It was all like the girls that were in my class. There was 12 of us. And we really performed. Like, kids thought I was MC Hammer. And I remember I did this one move, and the teachers thought it was too risque. And they were like, no, we're pulling it out. You can't perform for your parents for the next show. Because we did a show in the daytime and did one at night. And they said I couldn't perform at the night show because of that. I'm like, no. So everybody was sad. And Miss Queen said, if you go in there and, don't get upset. If you go and talk to the teachers and tell them you changed the move. And what it did was it just showed me that, you don't have to get upset about certain things. There's a way to get through it. And there's a way to handle things in a professional type of way. And I got that at such a young age, which was awesome. And I went in there and I told them I'll change the move. And they allowed me to do it. And that was cool. So shout out to her. And then my Renako Jahi, who was my director and teacher at ETA, Creative Arts Foundation, in the beginning of my acting, he taught me a big lesson too. When I was young, I had a play that I was doing, and I was being, rambunctious and running around doing rehearsal. And he said that I couldn't open up for the first night of the play. Like, he had my understudy open up for me. And I was like, what? And my family was there, my grandma, everybody had the fur and all that, and I didn't get to open up. So, but it taught me a lesson to take this business very seriously and be professional. So shout out to Renako Jahi. Like, just, it's a whole bunch of people that have really inspired me and taught me a lot. So, that I will be out here for days going over there.
So I want to just ask, do you have any upcoming projects that you'd like to talk about, that you'd like to promote or anything? Or any shows you've got coming?
Yeah, I got a film coming out. It's called Who Can I Run To? Actually, it's out now. You can get it on Redbox and Amazon. Who Can I Run To? And it's like Dream Girls mixed with Sister Act. And it's pretty cool. And I play the music director in it. And I got this dramatic scene where I'm playing on the piano and stuff like that. And then also too, that's called Who Can I Run To? And then I have Wild Grinders on Businessman. So we have a cool show on Nicktoons. It's very funny, called Wild Grinders. And then Nickelodeon Lab. I'm back working with Nickelodeon. And Nickelodeon Lab, what they do is they create these apps for kids, because now kids are like watching videos on their phone all the time instead of just kind of catching it on TV. So they're bringing back Snick, and so Saturday Nickelodeon. And so I did all these sketches with all the kids that are on Nickelodeon right now. So look out for that. That's going to be really fun for all the Nickelodeon fans. And then Friends of the People on True TV. I was just on there last night, but you can see me again on there pretty soon. I've been guest starring on there, so great sketch show. A lot of good stuff this year. A lot of good stuff coming out.
I want you to finish this sentence for me, and that's how we're going to end this final interview. And I want you to finish this. It's, Kel Mitchell is...
Wow. Oh, Kel Mitchell is loving. I'm all about love, and I'll stay there because it's all about love. Like, I'm just a loving guy. You know, people always telling me like, why are you always like giggling and laughing type of thing? Because, you know, I've been through so much. Like, I've been through crazy things in my life and things like that. But you got to have that joy, and I think that's what it's all about. Like Martin Luther King talked about that. You know, just having that love. You know what I mean? And I think like all the great leaders spoke love. Like Mandela, everybody, they spoke love. So that's what it's about. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much, Kel. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Shout out to Uni UK. Shout out to Governor B, Local Godhill, all of them out there. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have fun. All right.
Here it goes. Oh, here it goes. Oh, here it goes.